Welcome to Transformation Tuesday. I'm excited today because I want to share with you something that I've recently discovered, and it's been a complete paradigm shift for me, and I think you'll find a lot of value in it like I did. That is, about 8 weeks ago, I was challenged to examine my life and look at why I was motivated to do certain things in my life. Was I motivated more out of fear, or was I motivated more out of vision and inspiration? And there's a huge difference on that. When you're motivated out of fear, it's a pushing. I'm fear of loss. I'm fearful of losing something. Then you're pushed towards it. And whenever you're pushed towards something, there's always resistance, right? And so it drains you of energy. Versus when you're inspired or you have a vision to do something, it draws you to it and it energizes you. Let me give you some examples to kind of crystallize this in my own life. And that is, and a lot of us do this, I would wait until the last minute before I would call my parents. And I'd be thinking to myself, oh, geez, man, I haven't called them for a while. I better pick up the phone and call them, otherwise they're going to get upset. Now, I did that forever. Now, that action right there is motivated out of fear of avoiding conflict, fear of disapproval, and it is pushing me towards the phone to call up my parents. And whenever you get pushed towards something, there's resistance and there's an energy loss, there's energy drop in there. Versus looking at the situation completely different and actually being motivated to call them up because I've got a vision that I have in my head that I want to have a fulfilling, nurturing relationship with them. And that's quite different, because when I switched over to that, now I'm thinking back, wow, we had a great conversation last time. I really felt energized when I got off the phone. It's really helping to enrich and have a supportive relationship with my parents. And now I'm being drawn to the phone to call them up. And there's a complete difference there. One is draining energy, where you're being pushed and there's resistance, and the other where it's drawing and it's energizing you. It's quite frankly much more fulfilling. Another example, and I've done this my entire life, is that I would work myself so hard that I would get burnout. I'd get to the point where I was getting depressed, and finally I'd just have to take a vacation before I just fall apart, before I just fall to pieces. And in that particular situation, I was motivated out of fear of avoiding losing my job, fear of avoiding depression, fear of avoiding burnout, and then I'd go take a vacation. And there's always a little bit of resistance there, right? I'd go to vacation, I'd be worrying about work and so on. I couldn't enjoy myself, so it wasn't very energizing. Now, the way that I look at vacations is quite different. I look at the point of a vacation, I book it really early while I'm fresh and still alive, and I think of it more as I'm booking this vacation because I want to have and lead this adventurous life. I've got this vision that I'm going to lead an adventurous life, and part of it is taking exciting vacations on that end of it. So that's completely different. Now a vacation is more, it's pulling me towards it. It's energizing. I'm pulled towards that vision I carry of myself of having an adventurous lifestyle, rather than being pushed into taking a vacation, which is, there's a draw of energy from there. Because I'm trying to avoid being burnt out, or I'm trying to avoid falling to pieces, basically, And I think you're starting to get the idea. Let me give you one other example on here. I know a lot of people, including myself, at one point or another, I was motivated to go to the gym or to exercise only after I'd gained a certain amount of weight. Maybe I'd gained 20 or 30 pounds. And I thought to myself, oh, boy, I better start exercising and going to the gym or doing something to lose some weight here. And in that sense, that motivation is I was being pushed to go to the gym. I was being pushed to do some kind of exercise because I wanted to avoid being ugly. I wanted to avoid being unhealthy. I wanted to avoid, looking fat at the pool. I wanted to avoid looking fat on my clothes. And that drains a lot of energy from you. Versus now I've got a vision of myself. I've got a vision of a vibrant lifestyle, of a vibrant energy that's coming out of my body and radiating it. And so now when I go to the gym draws me to the gym and it energizes me. You see the difference? I think you guys are getting it here. Look, my whole point is simple. And that is that we all are motivated by fear and avoidance. It's actually a good motivator. I'm just saying we need to kind of balance it out a bit. And I know when I started balancing out in my life, and I'm still working on it here, it makes my end results much easier to achieve. It gives me a lot more energy on that end of it. If we're purely examining our lives and we're saying, look, the majority of my life is motivated out of fear, at best we're going to have kind of a mediocre life. And we're probably not going to get the kind of changes that we want in our life on here. So avoidance, it's important for all. We need it. It can be a great motivator. Just need to balance it out, because avoidance and fear will only get us so far. If you really want to take it to the next level, you want to examine your motivations, and are you motivated by fear, or are you motivated by your vision, by abundance, by potential on here? Say, look, I'm just sharing some of my journeys and my trip along the way here and what I learned, and I hope you find some value in it. If you have found some value in this and you're connecting with this and the message that I'm sending out, then below, identify and share with the others in the group an area in your life that you'd like to change. And it can be anything from a relationship to a job to health to working out, whatever it is for you. Find an area in your life that you'd like to change, and then ask yourself, are you motivated daily by it, by fear motivators, by fear of avoidance, fear of loss, fear of conflict? And if you are, recognize that that's giving you resistance and you're being pushed towards it, and you're only going to get so far doing it. And if you could, write down how you would change that motivation into a vision. So you have to think about it. What kind of vision would you like in your life in order to make that change? And make it inspirational, and then it will draw you towards it. Share that with the group in the comments below, because together, when we share with each other, we all gain from this. So I hope you found some value in this. Thank you.